Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jimmy with Papa J Vinyl. Hope you are doing well. Hope you had a good holiday weekend, Thanksgiving, and all that good stuff. A little different for me tonight. I was going to actually do a different video for you today, but because of some circumstances that happened yesterday, I decided to do this video. Um, I was pretty disappointed yesterday. I had planned on going to Knoxville, Tennessee, to the Kiss End of the Road show last night. Several of those shows in the last week have been canceled because Paul Stanley has had the flu. Obviously, he's still not recuperated from that, so they had to cancel Knoxville's show. None of those last few dates that are canceled are going to be rescheduled because December the 1st and 2nd are the last two shows at Madison Square Garden. And so it would be kind of stupid to reschedule a show after the last one, supposedly last one. I do believe it is the last time we'll see them on tour. I think age and I just think it's too much now. This End of the Road tour has been going on for over 3 years. I've seen it several times. I really wanted to make last night another time. A year ago, I had decided that I would go to the final show in Madison Square Garden. I couldn't wait. I thought, I'm doing this. If there's kind of a bucket list thing to go to the last show. But financially, logistically, just all kinds of things, I just couldn't make it happen. But that's okay. They are doing a pay-per-view on the last show that night, which I think is going to be great. I'm going to watch that. So go on kissonline.com. You can see all about the pay-per-view event. I do believe, like I said, that this is the last tour. I don't think personally that it will be the last time we ever see Kiss in makeup playing. I think they might do some residencies down the road, maybe some one-off spot shows here and there. The last show, they promised a lot of surprises. What I don't think will be there is Peter and Ace. I don't think that's going to work out. I think those cards are not dealt. I think that ship is passed. But I do believe maybe Bruce Kulick or somebody like Vinnie Vincent will show up. Who knows, man? That would be awesome if they did. But anyway, I missed last night. Major Kiss fan here. I've been for 45 years. I mentioned that on some of my other videos. So what I thought I would do tonight is I would show you I have all of Kiss's stuff. But I wanted to just kind of show you, and not going down my list from worst to best Kiss records, but I took 12. I thought, you know what, I'll just talk about my 12 favorites. And I'll go from 12 to 1. Some of these you may go, why is that one in there and why is not this one in there? And that's okay. Music is subjective. What you like is subjective to yourself, right? There's no right or wrong about it. It's a matter of taste and preference. I've always been like that for people. I can't stand when people say, "Oh, you ought to like this." Well, you know what? I don't, and you ought to like this, and you don't. That's okay. I wasn't a big fan of Nirvana. Not a big fan of Dave Matthews at all. And I know people that love Dave Matthews. I wouldn't walk across the street to see the show. But that's just me. Nirvana, I didn't get it. Still don't really get it, even though I think Nevermind is a great record for what it is. But, whatever. It's a matter of taste. That's all it is, man. All right, so let's get on with this. My top 12 Kiss records in that order. I'll start with the only one that's a non-makeup record. I liked the non-makeup years. There's a lot of songs during that time that I really, really liked. I didn't like their live show. I went a couple times. For me, Kiss was the spectacle. To me, when they took the makeup off, they became just another rock band, really. Even though they would play the old, Deuce and Rock and Roll Night, Detroit Rock City, and Love Gun, even though they play all those, without the makeup, even though they had the stage thing going, it just didn't appeal to me like it did. Now the songs, I love Forever, I love Domino and Unholy, and the list goes on. But I didn't like them I wasn't a big a fan of them then as I was now, and earlier when they were in the makeup. Never stopped being a fan, just wasn't excited about it at that time like I was now. So. But anyway, this is the only non-makeup record in the bunch, and it's Crazy Nights. I think this is a great record. Some people don't like it at all. I do. Um, I think it's pretty great. Now, you're probably saying, why is Revenge not in there? I like Revenge. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a killer record. But it's, maybe it would be 13 if I'd have done 13. So, there we go. But this is number 12 for me, Crazy Nights. I love the title cut. It's one of my favorite Kiss songs. Also, of course, I love, Turn on the Night, My Way, Hell or High Water, I'll Fight Hell to Hold You. I think that's great. Great record, number 13. All right, number 12. One of the solo, I put the solo records in here too, because they're still Kiss records. But this is Ace Frehley, his solo record. Now, I love it. I think it's great. A lot of people think that this is the best of the solo records. It's not my favorite one. Paul's is my favorite solo record. But every song on here sounds like, I think Paul's record sounds more like a Kiss record. This song sounds more, see if this makes sense. The songs on this record sound more like Ace's songs on a Kiss record, where Paul's record sounds more like a Kiss record. But then again, you got to think about it. Paul writes a lot of Kiss's songs, so that would make sense. But anyway, I think this is great. New York Groove, Rip It Out, Speeding Back to My Baby. I love Fracture Mirror, the instrumental. This is a great record. A lot of people say, like I said, they think this is the best of the four. I've never heard anybody really say that Peters and Jeans was the best of the four, and I would agree with that. Whatever. Anyway, number 12, Ace Frehley, solo. All right, coming in at number 11, the second record they ever put out. And I really like it a lot. Sonically, it needs a lot of work. But songs, I mean, you can't not go wrong with the songs on this record. A lot of them they still play today, right? I'm just looking at some of them. Got to Choose, Parasite, Going Blind, Hotter Than Hell, Let Me Go Rock and Roll. That right there is just side one. And they still do a lot of those songs. Side two, you got All the Way, Watching You, Mainline, Coming Home, and Strange Ways. That's not a bad song. There's not a bad song on this record, to be honest with you. If you're a Kiss fan, you have to love this. Front to back, completely. I do. Number 10. Number 9. Another one that's great that, has some hits on it that they still play today. Love Gun. So they still do Love Gun. They did shock me when Ace was still there, and they occasionally may do I Stole Your Love. First time I ever saw Kiss in '77, they opened with I Stole Your Love. But if you can pay to go to the sound checks at the Kiss shows, and a lot of times they'll do Christine 16 or Plaster Caster. They'll do those songs. But I think the cover's great. I love it. But I think it's a solid record. Really is. Really a solid record. That's number 9, Love Gun. All right, number 8. Some of you guys are going to go, why would you even put that in there? A lot of people, when this album came out and another one with it, the other one called Unmasked, when those two records came out, a lot of people checked out that were Kiss fans. I didn't. I thought both of them were great. Kiss was trying to kind of get into the disco thing because it was kind of popular when this record came out, so they kind of leaned that way on one song, I Was Made for Loving You. The Stones did it too with Miss You. They kind of played into that game too. But Dynasty, I love the cover. The cover's great. I love 2000 Man. I love I Was Made for Loving You. I like that Magic Touch. Sure Know Something. What a great song. But anyway, this is I lose count easy, y'all. I'll use count really easy. So 12, 11, 10, 9. This is 8. Kiss Dynasty. Some people would say, why would you have that even in there? It's because I like it. All right, number 7. The other solo record to me. The best one of the 4 for me. Number 7 is Paul Stanley. Now, the first time I got this record, this was the first solo record that I bought. Ace was next. But man, I like every single song on this record, and I played it a lot. I still spin this record a lot. I just think it sounds like it's like the next Kiss record to me. Number 7. Paul Stanley. All right. Number 6. Some of you think I'm crazy for even having this high, that it should be number 1, but for me it's not, and I'll tell you why. Destroyer. Yes, I know. This record put them on a different playing field, right? Bob Ezrin changed a lot of stuff for Kiss on this record, but it was needed change. The orchestration on this record, the background vocals on this record, just the different ways it was produced on this record made the difference. Beth is on here, which catapulted them, right? The single that did it for him was Beth. But you can't deny, even though this is kind of higher for me, I love this record. I'll tell you what I do love. The box set that they put out is unbelievable. If you have it, you know what I mean. If you don't, I might do a video of it sometime. But it's been so long since it's been out that I might be old school, old news probably. Nobody'd be interested in that. So I might not do that. But if you know what I'm talking about, it's great. But listen to this, man, if you're not familiar. So Detroit Rock City, King of the Nighttime World, God of Thunder. Shout It Out Loud, Beth, Do You Love Me? Those are all, maybe without King of the Nighttime World, may still be played live some. But those other ones are still in the set list. But I also really like Flamin' Youth. I like Great Expectations. I mean, the way it starts, you know, with the guy getting in the car and having the wreck and all, that brings back so many memories of the first time I ever heard that. Because I didn't know I never heard Detroit Rock City until I got the record. Like, we didn't have, back in my day, we didn't have streaming. We couldn't go to Spotify or Apple Music and, okay, let's see what it sounds like. You literally had to wait till you got the record. And a lot of times you didn't even know if the record was coming out until you walked in the store and there it sat. On Kiss, you could count about every year you'd have one. But what was cool about this, man, was that in Cream magazine it was advertised. So I kind of knew it was coming out. But putting the needle on the first song, you know, with the car, kid getting in the car and then having the crash going into Detroit Rock City, man, you can't beat it. What did I say this was? 6? Well, 6 maybe. Let me see. I'm going to make sure. I don't want to tell you guys wrong thing. I can't count. I don't know what number I'm on, y'all. 12. I'm sorry, y'all. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. That was 6. All right, number 5. Man, one of my favorite Kiss record songs is on this record. It's sung by Peter. But man, this record kicks from the beginning till the end. Rock and Roll Over. Baby Driver is the song I was talking about. Hey, this was my introduction to Kiss, this record right here. I'd never heard a thing about them until somebody gave me this record. And then I went back and got the other stuff. But I love everything about this record. There's not a song on here that I don't like. And I just think it's phenomenal. The remaster is what this is. It sounds great. Man. But you know, this record, and this record is what gave us Alive 2. But that's not the next record. So number 4 is a record that you might have seen the video. Kiss Unplugged, MTV Unplugged. So good. So good, man. Some of the songs on here are like, what is that? A World Without Heroes from the Elders on here, man. Which I really like that song. And I don't dislike the Elder too, like a lot of people do. What I think's awesome on here is like some of the, like See You Tonight's on here, which is an old Gene song, and that's just really killer. But you know, when they did this MTV Unplugged, you know, that was a time when a lot of bands were doing unplugged stuff, and so it was normal. But Ace and Peter came on and played, like you did Beth or Hard Luck Woman in 2000, man, I mean, and it kind of started rumblings of, hey, reunion, maybe, but I don't think anybody really thought it would happen, but it did. I think this was kind of a catalyst, in my opinion. I don't know the behind the scenes. Yeah, I can read all about it, but I think this is kind of what sparked the interest in a lot of fans. That, hey, are they getting ready to do Thank goodness they did. Number 4, Kiss Unplugged. All right, number 3. Talking about those other 3 records a minute ago, Love Gun, Destroyer, and Rock and Roll Over, which led to this one. This is my number 3 favorite. For a lot of people, this is the best live record. I'll disagree with that because the other one is my favorite. But I don't dislike this record one bit. It is quite amazing. First time I ever got it, I just listened to it over and over and over. Now, I heard a story that these pictures are actually taken from the Hotter Than Hell tour. I don't know that's for a fact, but the costuming is different than what happened when they went out on this actual tour, which I saw this tour. But anyway, gosh, man. And I like side 4 too. My favorite song on side 4 is Rocket Ride that Ace does. But yeah, man, you can't go wrong with this. If you only had one Kiss live record, and if you only had this one, you're still in good shape, man. I mean, because it's so good. It is so good. This is the only record of their catalog that I don't have on 180. On 180 gram remaster. I don't know why I just hadn't got it yet, but this sounds good to me. All right, number 2, y'all. Really went back and forth on this. I really went back and forth on which one to put as number 1, but I went ahead and went with the one in my gut that I knew to me is the number 1 one. But this one right here, it is Kiss's most iconic cover for me. It's probably 6 songs on the record are still live today. They still play live today. They Were Hungry. And it's just great. The debut. Now, the cover's iconic, but the makeup of Peter and Gene's changed tremendously. Not necessarily what they were, but just the way that the makeup was drawn and stuff. Paul's kind of stays the same with touches and stuff. Ace got rid of the silver hair, blah, 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 but those two changed a lot. But on this record, man, let me just read you what is on here. Strutter. Love that. Nothing to Lose. Love that. Firehouse. Cold Gin. Let Me Go Rock and Roll. Kissin' Time. I don't like that one too much. Deuce. Love Theme from Kiss. I can't see it good. I got good eyes. Black Diamond. 100,000 Years. I mean, 6 of those songs they still do live today. Now, I'd heard that this is just kind of the rumors going through. I don't know if it's true, but the next big box set is this. I hope it is a 50 year. This would be a 50th year release. I think it would be awesome to have stuff we've never seen before. Like when they first started out, man, they were playing the Coventry and they were playing, all those little places. And gosh, like a handful of people show up to see them. And you don't know at that time that you're watching what's going to be one of the biggest bands ever in the history of the world. So, but I'd love to see pictures and more stuff, and maybe some audio we don't know exists from those shows too. I've got some bootleg CDs and some vinyl of some shows back in '74 or whatever, and they're kind of rough. But I would love to see. But if they put out a box set with this, I think it would be great. Man, I would love to hear that. But I would love to see the material more than the record, because I already have the records. But it would be nice to see it as a box set. But anyway, that's number 2. It's my favorite. It's my favorite Kiss record outside of a live record. And next would be Rock and Roll Over. But all right, number 1, y'all. Y'all know, you knew I was going to pull this one up because I pulled it up in the last couple of videos. My favorite live record ever. It's also my favorite record of all time, and it's my favorite Kiss record or whatever. So, like I said, Rock and Roll Over introduced me to Kiss. And then I went back and I had gotten this. This was the second Kiss record I got, and this was kind of different because even though I got Rock and Roll Over first, I went back and then I went and got this next. This one's the one I just kept on my stereo the whole time. And I was a kid, one of those kids who stood in front of the mirror with my acting like a rock star. And I would do the whole record, like start to back, and I even the word, even the banter and the dialogue in 100,000 Years. I did that part too. I was in my room by myself with my mirror behind the door, and I was a rock star. And probably a lot of you guys were that same rock star. I bet you. But anyway, number one for me in Kiss is Kiss Alive. Okay, so one of the ones that I don't have, and I wished I did, I have the CD over here, but if I had an honorable mention, it would be what they call Kiss Alive 4, which is the Kiss with the Melbourne Symphony. The DVD is tremendous, and the show itself is great. I think that I would like to have it on vinyl. I just can't find it for what I want to pay for it. I at this point, I just don't want to pay for what they're asking right now. Maybe one day it'll come out. But anyway, that would be an honorable mention for me, Kiss Alive 4 Symphony Orchestra. The off the soundboard things I think are pretty cool. I think the Tokyo one sounds the best. That was the first release. I think a couple of them sound horrible. I'll never put them on, but I have them anyway. So anyway, y'all, that's the show for today. My top 12 Kiss. Leave a comment if you want. Tell me what's your favorite Kiss record, your favorite Kiss songs, any experience with them, or something. If you're going to the Madison Square Garden show on December 1st or 2nd, man, congratulations. Have a great time. Be safe. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you'll know when videos are coming out. I'll be back with another one extremely soon, probably in a couple days. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend or week or whatever it is when you're listening to this or watching this. And anyway, rock and roll. See you guys.